Hotel rooms are places where all kinds of transactions take place. Normally these are private, and for good reason. But this week, in one of Melbourne's grandest hotels, the thing that's being bought and sold is art, and the public have been invited right in.
What's quite amazing for the visitors is they can come in and hear that exchange taking place. Normally in a gallery, that happens behind closed doors, but in an art fair in a hotel room, you will hear people asking and offering and making deals, and I think people do get very excited.
Spring 1883 started 5 years ago as a part of Melbourne Art Week. Participation is by invitation, which means that galleries are hand-picked and offered anything from a single room up to a grand suite in which to show their wares. Today is the VIP opening, which means the checkbooks are handy and the bubbles are flowing.
Normally we're used to seeing art hanging inside a white cube, but this is a very different space. What does being inside a hotel actually allow you to do?
Look, part of the reason for setting up the fair was we were looking for something that was a different offering to the traditional art fair, which tends to be constructed, a white cube, and it can often be a sterile experience for the gallerists and the artists and the visitors. So we were looking for something that was more intimate and something that would allow people to come in and feel more relaxed in the space, but also, I guess, imagine how they might live with art in their own homes. None of us live in a pristine white cube, so what better place than a hotel which feels immediately at home. It's meant to make you feel comfortable. It has couches, it has beds and furniture, and then to put work in that context where visitors could imagine how that painting or that video or that sculpture might look in their own home.
Hotel art fairs are not a new thing. The Gramercy International Art Fair started the trend in 1994. Since then, the ideas spread to London, Singapore, and of course Melbourne. Here it's held in the Hotel Windsor. Over 130 years old, its guest list includes Sir Laurence Olivier, Vivian Leigh, Meryl Streep, and Muhammad Ali. And just quietly, the service here is really something.
As the galleries and the artists are becoming more familiar with the model of the fair, we're getting a really considered and sophisticated response. Jan Murphy Gallery, a case in point, Gerwin Davies, one of her artists, actually came down to Melbourne, booked himself into the Windsor, conducted a photo shoot in situ, and has created a series of really remarkable limited edition prints. A lot of artists as well are making really site-specific work, so they'll come in, measure up the room, either deal with the colour palette or the decor, or respond in some way to the architecture and features of the space. Some of the constraints obviously are we can't change the environment, we can't drill, we can't nail, we can't paint, which is things we always do in exhibitions to change the spaces. So we rely on the existing fixtures so that at the end of the fair we can bump out, put their work back in, and it's like we were never here.
How do you feel about hotel art in general?
Good question, Lisa. Generally I'm really adverse to it, and I am one of those people who will take it off the wall and put it in the cupboard, and I've even been known to take my own favourite artworks with me if I'm going away for a week, just so I have something beautiful in my room to look at. Some people take their own pillows to hotels, some people take candles. I'm a gallerist, I work with visual material, and artists, I like to take my favourite painting with me.
Yeah, I mean, hotel art is not the gold standard of art. This is, I think, an attempt to kind of you know, rectify that and change that, and also to make works that are responsive, you know, to the hotel, and in particular this kind of grand hotel. That kind of juxtaposition between the kind of old and historical and the very kind of new just always seems to work.
Like the pause between the rooms. You know, coming into the environment of my room and then going out and having a pause before you go into the next room. At the major art fairs and temporary structures and exhibition halls, it's just more of a visual cacophony.
Well, I think it is different from, say, a big drafty convention centre or the kind of aircraft hangar that you'd normally see a vernissage or a big art fair in. It's a lot more intimate.
You know, we need to see more of art in a context that is like someone's home, that is like somewhere where you've snuck into, you've gone into the bathroom, you've gone into the rooms that you don't normally see, and art is there. It's not something that, you know, exists just in an institution, but it's part of life.
Well, there was more people than we anticipated floating around the place, and we thought, well, what's going on here? I thought we were only in a quiet hotel.
How do you feel about having an art fair here?
I think it was a good idea, and good luck to the people who thought about it.
There's a lot of partying goes on after hours, and as well as it being, a pretty intense and fun experience during the week, there's a lot of revelry that goes on behind the scenes for all of us. And for interstate and international gallerists as well, the benefit is they can sleep in their booth.
Are you staying in the hotel as well?
Yeah, we're literally staying here. Yeah, in this very bed.
So you're literally sleeping with your artwork?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's a key differentiation: sleeping with the artwork, not the artist. Yeah.